Okay, this is the second part of this video. Just want to split in two parts because I didn't think I was going to make it in within the 15 minutes. So the final parts, I just want to look at measuring the success of regeneration, and you can judge that looking at four different criteria. So for example, the first one is economic factors, so things like increased employment or income. Another measure would be social measures, so lower levels of deprivation in areas such as education, health, crime, housing. Next, we could look at demographic factors such as improved life expectancy and health. And then finally, environmental measures such as reduced pollution and dereliction. So let's have a look at again, Barking and Dagenham, and compare that to, in this case, London and the UK as a whole. These are economic measures of success. So let's have a look at different types of jobs. We've looked at these kind of measures or these job categories before. At the top here we have the jobs that are more professional jobs, managers, directors. Obviously you're looking at a lot of knowledge economy jobs. Here at the right hand side you can see the percentage of all UK employees in these particular jobs. You can see it's quite high as a percentage, so we're looking at more than 40%. If you then compare that to what's happening in London, is even higher. So the total percentage of employees in London in these kind of jobs are even higher than the UK average. So we're looking at sort of around about 50%. But if you then go to Barking and Dagenham, it is much lower. It's lower than the UK average, but it's definitely much lower than what's happening in London. So we talk about less than 30%. Skilled trades, you can see a much higher percentage, especially skilled trades, trained electricians and stuff like that. I think that's still a obviously a leftover from the industrial past. Quite high skilled trades, process plant machine operatives as well. Obviously there's still a number of factories there, and also admin and secretarial jobs are quite high as well. But also other kind of jobs that's still quite high as well, much higher than in the rest of in London. Let's look at some other income data. We compare that to the UK as a whole and two other East London boroughs. So Tower Hamlets and Newham, both sort of boroughs we've been looking at. So Tower Hamlets obviously contains Canary Wharf. A large number of jobs, as you can see down the second column, the number of jobs, 217,000 jobs. The median income is quite high, and obviously that refers to the fact that there's lots of knowledge economy jobs. The next column is interesting. There's the annual percentage change, and you can see at the bottom there it's basically from 2012 to 2013. And you can see there the first two areas, Barking and Dagenham and Tower Hamlets, have seen a healthy sort of increase in percentage increase in the number of jobs. Now Newham, which contains the Olympic Park, has seen quite a dramatic fall in the number of jobs, 5.8. Now you might say, why is that happening? But just think about the date, 2012. The next columns are interesting. These are income percentiles. So obviously the 10 are the lowest earning 10%. So what is the median? What's the median income in that category? So you can see this Barking Dagenham is quite low. Newham is even lower, and it continues. That trend continues, and obviously Tower Hamlets is much higher. You can also look at social measures of success. So in this case, it's health data in Barking and Dagenham compared to London as a whole. So you can see sort of life expectancy slightly lower, infant mortality slightly higher, and then two types of diseases, heart disease and diabetes, again in Barking and Dagenham slightly higher. So that it sort of indicates sort of slightly poorer health outcomes um, in Barking Dagenham compared to the rest of London. Okay, so a few tasks, quite straightforward, I think. So 6 different tasks for you to do, whereby obviously the last task will take you a little bit longer. Okay, thank you.